Dire team ban.
Hello. 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 Can you hear me?
Team ban.
Yeah, I can hear
Hi,
you.
man.
Go ahead,
So hi guys, welcome to the Acer Predator League 2019 Sri Lankan qualifiers. 800k prize pool on the line, and of course, winners will be representing Sri Lanka in Bangkok for the Acer Predator League main event up against the top teams in SEA. And joining me on the cast is Hela. Hi, Hela.
Hi there. What's up?
Hello.
How's things going, man?
Hi.
I mean,
Radiant
hey, man. I mean, haven't seen your cast for a while now.
Phantom Assassin.
Yeah, man, I've been
And for this,
a little bit busy, but you know, I try to come when possible. So draft is happening very fast. We do have the Dazzle, Monkey King, Skyrat being banned out. Broodmother Visage and Tinker being taken out from Death Pact. So both teams don't want to get cheesed. And
wow,
Lich
these
on the
picks
right
are
is
also
a
pretty
very
much
strong-
faster.
Yeah, and it's a very strong lane against the PA actually because of Lich's second skill and Underlord's third skill. It kind of outright counters the PA in the laning stage, and even during the late game, if you don't kill the Lich at the start of the fight, then you have the what do you call the Frost Shield as well as Underlord's third skill, which is Atrophy Aura. Yeah, so both will negate most of the damage that the PA is going to be able to do.
I mean, Tara, is it still okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, hey man. I mean, is it still okay for the big time someone to actually go with Phantom Assassin as a first pick?
I don't think so. It's just that I think since they're playing 4-5, they want to get some comfort hero, or they're trying to bait the enemy team into thinking that they are going to play PA. So they can pick 5 heroes and play 4 of the 5 heroes. So it might just be a bait pick here. Like you have the option of changing around the heroes that you get. So this is interesting, right? It takes off the Frost Shield from Lich, the Oracle for skill. So it isn't as bad if they're running the PA Oracle.
I mean, these guys probably have to give their best now since it's 4 vs 5. So
yeah, I think Vegito on the side of Bedtime Sunrise was not able to make it, so they are missing their carry. It's definitely going to be hard. Probably one of their top players. So the 2 top players in that team is their mid laner and the carry player. So being one shot of one of your key players is definitely going to be hard on them.
Dire team ban.
Skill-wise, I think they are the stronger team, but we'll have to wait and see.
Radiant
We have seen upsets in the tournament, so we might see another upset today.
of course, you guys are just getting eliminated there.
Dire team ban.
Yeah, I mean, it's DOTA, man. Things can happen, can have a bad day, and the enemy team played pretty well. It was the Maze Gaming Cafe. They played extremely well. They drafted really well as well, and they just outplayed Infinity there in that match.
I mean, you guys drafted it pretty well, man. I should probably give it up to you guys. The draft was actually well done, but you know, things happen, man. Things happen.
I think the laning stage was very weak from the top lane. Only one lane was won because mid is anyway going to be a losing matchup against the TA. So the top lane was supposed to win, which did not happen. So that kind of ended up losing 3 lanes, which means you kind of end up losing the game. Like right now, the meta is such you need to win 2 lanes out of 3 to be able to go into the mid game, or either you need to win 1 lane and break even in the other 2. So that then it becomes an even matchup between the 2 teams. But in this case, it was mid and top lane both not doing well, so only the safe lane was going well, which means you tend to lose the game. And talking about this game, we do have the Storm Spirit banned out, probably one of Panda's favorite heroes. 2 of his heroes were actually taken out, so it's the Tinker and Storm being taken out. I don't think he plays Visage or the Brewmaster. He does have a few more heroes. The OD is up for grabs here. If you wants to go for it, Panda plays a very good OD, and OD is really strong. I think he's a bit underrated, but I think he's very strong in the patch right now.
10 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Oh wow, so
Yeah,
as you
he's gonna
said,
be the
OD is being picked.
That's definitely one of Panda's go-to heroes, and they know that Deathpack cannot pick the Nyx here because they have shown both of their supports and the offlaner. So Nyx is not viable anymore unless they want to run the Nyx mid, which is very bad, very weird, I'd say.
10 seconds.
But I really like
remaining.
the draft that Deathpact is pulling off. They know that they're playing 4 versus 5, so they are going for that
5
early
seconds
aggression.
remaining.
They have a lot
Radiant
of
team pick.
team fight control and hold. And with the Spectre, they give themselves that late game assurance as well. So they're drafting very well, consider the fact that they're playing 4 versus 5. They know their situation, they know that they have the advantage, and they're making full use of it.
Ten seconds remaining. Ban.
Timber saw.
This hero is not actually bad. It does well against 3 of their heroes. Spectre cannot do anything. Underlord just melts under Timbersaw. Same goes for the Undying. So they have 2 strength heroes as well as Spectre, who also depends a lot on his HP pool and stats. So
10 seconds remaining.
Timbersaw is definitely not a bad pick.
5
But
seconds
I don't
remaining.
like Spirit Vessel kind of counters him, so he needs to build into that Yule Scepter, wasting one of his slots, or for that matter, like he can get a Lotus also, but he has to invest that money for that item for sure. That's the problem with Timbersaw. That's why this hero hasn't been played since the Spirit Vessel came into play.
And
That item
another
is
thing
gone.
I should.
Yeah.
What about the gold advantage? You know, there is no gold advantage in lobby games, right?
I think there isn't. I can't remember how this thing worked. I think we discussed this, and I don't think there is a gold advantage in lobby games.
10 seconds remaining.
So it's going to be even. There is an advantage only if you
5
start with
seconds
5 and
remaining.
one guy disconnects out of the game, I think. That's the only time. Even then, I don't think you have the advantage. It's only in normal rank games. Yeah. I don't think
So
you have an
basically,
advantage.
these guys are actually playing with a disadvantage here.
Yeah, Bedtime Samurai definitely is playing with a huge disadvantage, especially since they're missing one of their key players. But having said that, their players are the more experienced team. They are the highest skill team out of the 2. So Deathpact still cannot take this easy. They need to bring their A game, and if they do, I think they have a really good chance of taking out Bedtime Samurais.
Radiant team pick.
Right. Okay, so what about this last pick? Okay, so there's a countdown going on here, Terra.
Sorry?
So there's a countdown going on here, right? On the Radiant team? It's 18 seconds, 17?
No, they have 55 seconds of reserve time left, so this should be okay.
10 seconds remaining.
And they can pick a different carry even here, like they can go for someone else without the
5
PA,
seconds
Oh,
or
so-
Oracle for that matter.
So they... Oh, so basically they can just switch the carries?
Yeah, they can pick up another
Oh,
core
yeah,
here and
wow.
just ignore the PA. So I think they ignore the Oracle because they lack lockdown and get someone with lockdown for this thing. But I think Oracle is good against the Lich. So maybe let go of the PA and get someone like CK or Juggernaut. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I think that's definitely a better pick. So they do exactly that, and now Juggernaut Oracle is actually a good lane against the Lich Underlord. They won't destroy, but they won't fail that lane either. So I think the Juggernaut pick is quite good.
10 seconds remaining.
If they can get like the
5
if they
seconds
start
remaining.
if the Lich and the Underlord start on the Juggernaut, Oracle can take off the Frost Shield from Lich, and then they can turn around completely with the Blade Fury. And I like the Oracle pick because it's not a hero that requires a lot of farm in the game. He just needs levels, and the rest of his gold can be, focused on buying wards and sentries for the team. It's a very cheap support, as someone would say. Just like the CM. You don't need a lot of items to be effective. So Death Pact is looking for their mid against the OD. They have Wind Ranger, which was banned out by Bedtime Samurai, which is the right choice because that Wind Ranger kind of destroys the OD mid. They have this experience. They know how the matchup works. That's why they banned it. And they might pick up the shooter here. They have
Well,
option of
Ranger,
shooter.
you may
They
now
actually go with the
select
draw.
your heroes.
It isn't bad for sure. It's a decent hero against OD, and it's probably one of the strongest mid laners right now.
I mean, now they could probably go for PA, right?
They actually go for the PA. They don't. Yeah, they let go of the Juggernaut here because they saw the draw. So they're not playing the Juggernaut and they go for the PA. I'd prefer the Juggernaut, to be honest, because draw isn't a huge issue because they have the gap close with the Timbersaw, and most of the physical damage that he receives is negated by his reactive armor. So I would prefer the Juggernaut instead of the PA, but it comes down to who Interact is comfortable playing here. You want to be on your comfort zone playing 4 versus 5, so that's probably why they went with the PA. Why don't you team Salah?
Yeah. So
Prepare for battle.
hi guys, it's Elia. So Intrek is playing Phantom Assassin. Time to quit Dota, and that's probably Sahan, right? So that's Nvidia,
Yeah, that's probably
playing,
Sahan.
playing Timbersaw, Panda playing mid lane as OD, while OK is
That's
Seeker. Yeah, so Seeker's playing Oracle.
And on the die
So,
side,
and yeah.
GG, playing the mid draw ranger, the position 1 spec being played by D Gangster, and the Lich being played by Z Almost, and Undyne being played by Tali Boy. Okay.
It's Tally Boy. Wow. Okay.
30 seconds to battle.
It's always interesting
Tally
to see
Boy.
these games.
In all Sri Lankas, they come up with these names, man.
Yeah. So I like this movement from the OD because one of the biggest mistake that a lot of players do, but it's too late now. That's the thing. He should have gone back to the lane by now. So they are just putting the fear of God in Deathback. Like Deathback could have contested that rune for sure.
Boss coming in.
Even with the Astra. They should have definitely contested one of the runes. Because they have the numbers advantage. And that's why the OD joined the rune fight there. Lich has disconnected. Who do you think has the upper hand in the lane?
Camera.
How do you think the lanes will go?
I mean, of course, as far as I see, as you said, Lich and Underlord will actually get the upper hand here. I mean, we also should just consider the fact that these guys are playing 4 versus 5. So,
yeah,
it's gonna be hectic when laning against Lich and Underlord.
But their top lane is the lane that does not have a player in it other than Timbersaw, so that lane is going to be a 2 versus 1. And I think Timbersaw should do okay, but it is an Undying. So Undying Decay does a lot of damage to the Timbersaw. I mean, his HP pool is drained quite a bit. But having said that, if he can tank up some of the creeps, get the reactive armor going, he's not going to be an easy kill to get for sure.
Almost is actually online right now, so he'll be reconnecting within seconds.
My purpose fulfilled.
Death at my hands is an honor. All according to plan.
Going into the plan. Wow.
How much is the pause time? Is it 20 minutes or 20 minutes, right?
It's 20.
So we do have the Lich reconnecting back into the game.
Go is the call.
So rune, it's going to be a 3-rune advantage to
bounties.
bedtime. So yeah, even with playing Forces 5, this is really bad what Deathpack did, because they could have contested definitely, because they have the numbers advantage. They shouldn't have given away 3 runes for sure. Playing a 4 versus 5.
Hey, wow. Wait, what was that? What was that? Was it a throw snowball thing?
Probably. I did not see it. Where was it? Top lane?
So it was just Indrik and Seeker
man.
fighting.
So immediately we can see a lot of aggression from the 2 offlaners here, the Lich and the Underlord, with that Firestorm, putting a bit of pressure.
Fail.
Top lane, the Undying, putting a little bit of pressure. Stick needs to be taken from Timbersaw. Again, another pause from the Deathpack team. Not entirely sure what is happening. Go is the call. So I think Bedtime Summarize, their game will depend on how well this OD does in the mid lane. And already he is ahead of the Drow, getting most of the denies, 6 denies to the 3 on. Just showing a very dominant mid lane performance there. So pause from
Bedtime Samurai.
Yeah. So interesting thing, the way that the OD is laning, he's making use of the fact that Drow does not have a lot of damage early on, and he's using the fear of Astral. So when he was getting those last hits and denies, he was standing actually here so that Drow couldn't come forward to hit, which means that Drow is losing out on last hits and getting denied at the same time. Like if he comes forward, he's going to get Astral. So just very dominant, like showing that he knows how to lane. But what Drow could have done is he could have aggroed the creeps, which he was not doing.
Timber here, Timber is actually just 12 strength.
It should be okay. Need to be careful though, that's a lot of damage. Like as soon as Undying gets
I mean,
Tome,
getting
it's gonna be hard. Look at that damage. Holy moly. I think the Timbersaw should be happy that the lane might actually push into him. So he should play safe and let the lane push in. And Underlord is actually out of, I'm sorry, the Undying is actually out of mana. Oh, bottom lane, actually they might get a kill on the Lich. That is going to be first blood. That was not expected at all. It's going to be the PA getting that kill onto the Lich, combined with the Oracle's, sorry, the Oracle getting that kill with that, what do you call, Purifying Flames. That shouldn't have happened for Death Pact. Both those heroes should be unkillable in the bottom lane. They're actually going to go to work. The Fortune's End being used a little bit too early. The Lich gets off his Frost Shield, which means that the Underlord is just going to be A-okay there. Mid lane, the OD is doubling the draw on losses and is almost through 1.5 levels ahead. Top lane, the Timbersaw looking to put some pressure, realizing that the Underlord does not, the Undying does not have any mana. So, mistakes to learn from. The Undying shouldn't have come into the lane with a Stout Shield. He doesn't need one. He should have got extra regen on clarities. Like he doesn't need a Ring of Protection. He does not need a Ironwood Branch. He gets extra mana, like a couple of mangoes, a couple of clarities, and right now, just because of the fact that he does not have the mana, Timbersaw is just having basically a free lane against these two. And meanwhile, bottom lane again, they do get the kill onto the Underlord, but the PA goes down in return.
this of course has a Frost Blast here.
I don't think he can chase the kill, yeah. So I think all things considered, things are going really well for Bedtime Samurais. They are winning 2 of their lanes, actually all 3 lanes right now. They got a couple of kills on the bottom lane, which means that the bottom lane is not failing just because of the fact that they are not supposed to be getting any kills. So that means they are definitely winning that matchup. And top lane, the Timbersaw is getting free levels and free farm. Is almost 2 levels ahead of the Spec as well as the Undying. And it's bounty rune time. They are trying to fight. Only joins the fight as well. This is the right choice to make. And they do pick up the bounty. Gets the mana as well. They actually get all 4 bounties. Heads up play from Bedtime Samurai. The OD rotating in to contest that bounty as well. Making sure that they get all 4 bounties. So these things are not looking great for Death Pact here.
Yeah. I mean, consider the fact that they have 5 heroes on their team. You know, they should probably, you know, just fire it up. You know.
I think the biggest problem that they have in their team composition is that they don't have any disables to lock anyone down. And just because of the fact that they don't have anything to try and kill is going to be very hard. Like, they need the Lich, they need Drow there, I think, for the slow. It takes a lot to kill because the only disable right now they have is the Pit of Malice as well as Lich's Sinister Gaze. So they are trying to look to go on the OD. OD might get turned around here. Needs to be careful. He's going to come in with the Frost Shield as well, but I don't think there's enough ammo. OD has the ult if he wants to use it to turn around.
Oh, wow.
The ultimate. It's so close.
There's actually just one hit away.
They are going to be able to get the kill.
Double kill.
Enough with you.
Just Seeker just rotating right at that time.
I think he was expecting the rotation because the Lich was not being seen in the mid lane. Just good heads up play. Meanwhile, the Lich rotated top to help kill the Timbersaw. Timbersaw making the mistake of just playing aggressive when he did see that the Lich went down in the middle lane, which means that he's going to be able to rotate in when needed. Sinister Gaze going to be used on the OD. OD might be able to get this kill as well. Lot of damage.
Oh.
And OD is actually going to go down here.
Radiant's middle
But he
tower
doesn't have a
Will get a
purifier.
return kill. Oh, Verifier saves him. Drow does not have the movement speed without the boots to chase him, because Tranquil boots on OD means that he is going to definitely have that extra movement speed compared to the Drow. A very risky play from him, but nevertheless managing to get out and get the kill as well. And I think
Radiant's
someone went
middle
down bottom
tower
lane
is
as
under
well.
attack.
Yeah, they managed to get the kill onto the Underlord. Top lane, the Timbersaw is playing aggressive here. He does have... Oh, he's going to get laid down. He needs to be careful though. Spec is going to be in a lot of trouble here. And oh, it's so close. He does have the... Yeah, he does.
Oh,
He misses the Chakram there.
guys.
And he might actually go down here playing very... almost so close. He has
He
the
does have the
Mega,
Mega.
but it's not
Wow.
going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. He
Not this
misplayed that so
place.
many times there. He misplayed it so many times there, costed him his life. Others, I think he would have definitely got both kills. He missed a lot of his damage on the spec there. Missing the Chakram, the Timber Chain, as well as the Whirling Death. I think Whirling Death is the most important there. Missing it on the spec. PA farming up for the Battle Fury. He has got a ring of regen just to, you know, for the survivability of the lane. Farming, he's the second highest in net last hit, so. And net worth as well. So Bedtime Samurai, all things considered, are doing very well. And the Timbersaw, even though he did go down twice, he's keeping up with the Spectre's farm.
And Roranchi would
Even with the
probably probably be more active like right after the completion of the boots, probably. They won't have the. That's right.
Yeah, what they can do is they can just out farm Bedtime Samurais, because they definitely do have the better late game with the Spec and Drow. And Drow should be looking to stack. Meanwhile, top lane, we do see the Timbersaw getting gone on. He does not have a lot of mana left. Instigate is going to be used. Very well placed Instigate. He's trying to run away. Now the support is going to come in. Spectre uses the Haunt as well. Trying to go on to the Timbersaw. Timbersaw going down, but they turn around and get the kill onto the Spec. What a turnaround from the Timbersaw. And they might be looking to go for more. They can actually if they want to.
I mean, they should not fight here.
They might be able to get this kill. Timberchin misses.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Wow, this is
But he does have another chakra.
I mean, he just had the chakra.
Yeah.
It's 2
And now more
kills.
people are rotating in. The Lich is coming. The Drow with a haste rune as well. They are going to be able to get the kill onto the Oracle. One more hit and he does go down. Spectre comes in as well. The Underlord, the Timbersaw does not have a lot of mana. He does have the Soul Ring if he wants to use it. Another Timber Chain out. Drow still chasing with that haste rune. Where is the TP? The OD joins into the fight as well. They might actually be turn this around. The Chakram is going to be there on top of his head as well. OD does have the ultimate if he wants to use it. He's silenced up for the time being. The Drow falling down low here. One more hit. He does have the ultimate, going to hold it on to the time being. He's trying to find the Lich here now. And the Lich will go down here as well. So they are going to pay for this over-aggression. Deathpack Gaming just overextending heavily, giving a lot of time for Bedtime Samurais to respond. And the PA also joining the fight. Did not get a kill out of it though, which is a bit sad for him. Carry rotating. They are trying to look for more here. OD does have his ultimate up as well. The Undying will be able to... Yeah, he does. Basically, they do manage to kill the Undying as well.
Wow, this Bedtime Samurai is actually taking it to the next level.
Radiant
Wow.
are scanning.
It's just experience showing, right? Because of the way that they played it and
Radiant's
the lanes that they
bottom
picked up.
tower is under attack.
Only thing I didn't like was the PA pickup, but the PA pickup seems to be working for them.
Top tower is under
And I
attack.
think the Drow doing really bad in that mid lane just it's not what needs to be happening.
Radiant structures are
Oh
fortified.
wow, the previous update, the smoke actually cancels off your TP, right?
No, it doesn't.
Oh,
Does it?
okay.
I don't think it does.
I mean, it did. So like, you know.
I think you
that's actually
can't
what
smoke
happened.
and then TP. I think they smoked while the OD was TPing, so probably why it did not cancel. I don't know if that was the change. I didn't know that that was changed. So Drow is doing the right thing. He's stacking up ancients and farming here, which needs to happen. That's the only way that he comes back into the game. And that's one of the reasons why he's such a fast jungler right now. And his teammates should be stacking for him as well. So OD has gone for that Hand of Midas, making sure that they do have a little bit of early game. Late game. Bit of deboarding being done. Kaya being picked up by the OD. OD is another hero who can jungle these days because of how his first skill works now, since it does damage on an AoE basis. It's farming extremely fast. For bottom lane,
Dire's middle tower is
3
under attack.
have clumped up here on the Dire side. They are going to walk into PA, might be in a little bit of trouble here. The PA does get spotted by the OD, is there to save as well. They are trying to go on the Undying. Undying might be in a trouble. He does manage to get off the Tombstone, and now the Sinister Gaze. The turnaround, the huge OD ultimate. The Eclipse doing so much of damage. And now they need to take out this Tomb, but the Spec coming in with the Horn. The PA falling on low. They do use the ultimate on the OD, killing him up for the time being as well. They do manage to get the kill onto the Underlord as well. So what a turnaround.
Oh, that's,
Did end up losing the OD.
not enough.
The heal just, yeah. I don't think he healed him enough. I think he had a couple of more heals left. Probably thought that he survived. And I don't think he coupled it with the Fate's Edict. So he won't take damage from the Purifying Flame. They are looking to push. They do know that the Tomb is on CD. But meanwhile, the Spectre is getting a little bit of farm, very much needed farm for him. They want to go on the Timbersaw. Timbersaw might be in a little bit of trouble. The Sinister Gaze is there as well. What a lovely Sinister Gaze coming in from the trees. Gets the kill onto the Timbersaw. And TP out is the PA. Gets the hell out of there, and now the... He does not doing enough damage. He does have the Fate's Edict. He is going to use it, going to heal himself up. But is it going to be enough though? Still surviving though, but there is no TP rotations coming in because the PA did TP out and the OD TP in mid. They end up sacking 2 of their heroes and they might lose the bottom tier 1 for this. So what Deathpack can do is they can actually defend this bottom tier 1 and they can rotate mid as well to defend that. The bounty runes.
This should make my life easier.
Battle
What do you
period.
think the item build should be for... Yeah, what do you think the item build should be for Underlord moving forward from here?
I mean, from what I think, he could probably rush for a Vanguard and then Crimson.
See what I... Yeah, it does negate most of the damage that the PA does, but PA is the only one doing physical damage, right? Everyone else is doing magical, which means that maybe a pipe would be better. So they do scout out a ward here. They know that the Lich placed a ward there, if they clicked on him. Crimson isn't bad for sure, but it's just that they do have more magical damage than physical.
And the thing is, I just don't like the fact that Underlord actually rushed for a Blade Mail here.
Yeah. So OD gets silent up immediately. Silence been taken up. PA managed to blink out as well. They are trying to chase after the OD. OD is going to be able to run away here, but the PA having jumped on the Drow, what a huge mistake. But he does manage to get the blink out. He might survive here, and the ultimate as well, keeping the
Assassin, yeah.
Yeah, so the thing was he really didn't need to use the ultimate on Phantom Assassin because the Lich ultimate wouldn't have done any damage just because of the fact that Fate Edict was on him, he would have probably used it on himself and bought a little bit more time. OD needs to be careful. He does have the ultimate. He's fighting up against everyone. Blade Mail going to be popped. And now the Timbersaw wants to join the fight. The OD does have the ultimate. He might actually let it go. He does let the Eclipse go, and that is going to be 3 kills going in favor of Bedtime Summer. Now the Spec wants to haunt in. He's trying to go after the OD. He does not have the mana here. The Spec joined the fight at the wrong moment, and he will get taken out as well. That's 4 heroes going down on the side of Death Pact.
Radiant's top tower
That
is
was so
under
bad
attack.
for Death Pact. They were fighting well, but just overextending again, not paying
Dire's
enough
middle
respect
tower is under
to how
attack.
far ahead the OD is.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Lich TPing there.
TP is, he does not have the chain frost, so Timbersaw needs to be a bit careful here. The Pit of Malice is going to be there, does not latch on to anyone. The Tomb going to be used, and Bedtime Samurai is going to be able to disengage very easily here. See, this is a problem that they don't have any catch, right? Like, they need to hit that Pit of Malice, or the Lich needs to Sinister Gaze. That's the only way that they're stopping anyone.
Exactly. I mean, it's
Zero
not that even Undying can't do anything, right?
Yeah,
Can only depend on his
So
tomb.
the disengage is very easy for them. Oh!
Oh wow, they'll actually catch off Lich
Walking
here.
into enemy. There is an Inistro. Oh my god, that damage from the PA.
Stricken out.
Killing spree for Pavan on that Phantom Assassin.
So what was he doing over there? He was planning on getting the ward right there, right?
Not sure. It was a very random walk forward. I don't know what he was thinking. So now the Drow is actually going to be in trouble. He does have the Shadow Blade picked up, but it is in base. They do get the Astral off onto the Drow.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And the Chakra.
Oh wow, the
Dire's
damage.
middle tower is under attack.
Making sure that most of the damage is negated on the Timbersaw with that Fate's Edict. More heroes chipping in. Lich does have his Chain Frost ready with the Sinister Gaze if they want to go. Lich still holding on. He
That's
does
a nice
go
Chain
for
Frost.
the Chain Frost here. And a lovely Sinister Gaze, but it is just not enough. The damage dealers are not here. The Spec does not have the Horn. Spec is not farmed enough to fight, and the Drow also is dead for 15 seconds. So now they don't have the Chain Frost, neither do they have the Tomb. Do they have the
Dire's
Tomb? Oh no, they do
top
have the
tower is
Tomb.
under attack.
Meanwhile, Spectre is actually pushing bottom.
Radiant's
To get
bottom
that
tower
farm.
How
is
fast do you
under
think
attack.
that Bedtime Samurai should end the
Dire's
game?
top tower is under Dire's top
Because
I
tower
mean,
cannot
they
afford
should probably exactly. So they should probably end this game within like maybe 10 to 15 minutes. Because the longer it takes, the longer the Spec gets time to actually farm up.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think maybe once PA gets one more item, they take Roche and try to end the game. But they can't afford to take this game late, for sure.
I mean, they could
I
actually
think they are-
probably rush on right now, right? I mean, there's a DD also.
So they do get 4 bounty runes yet again, so a lot of gold going in favor of them.
Dire are scanning.
They do scout out the DD, so the PA is already moving towards that Roshan pit. I think Roche and high ground is what they have to do, and they need to be careful though.
To have this.
Like, they cannot dive in high ground because of how much of defense that Death Pact has. They probably need to pick off before that. And
They'll actually. So I mean, do they say this? No, right?
no, they
They don't.
have no idea that this is happening because the ward did not scout out the DD being picked up. Neither does it scout out the fact that they have gone inside the Roche pit. So it's going to be a free Roche for Bedtime Samurais.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
That ward was scouted out immediately by Seeker.
Radiant's
Astral
middle
on
tower
to
is
the
under
Underlord.
attack.
Underlord pops the Blade Mail, keeping himself alive for the time being. Pit of Mal is going to be used also. They do find the Undying on the sideline, and 2 hits, and he goes down. Does not get the Tomb off even. So much of damage from the PA.
I mean, that's what I like about PA. You know those criticals. Actually, wow.
Yeah, it's always fun to watch.
I mean, it's
So-
not predictable as well, right?
Yeah. So they have smoked up on the side of Death Pact. They do find the PA roaming around. It does almost have his Manta style. So I think they are not going to go high ground with these Aegis. They are going to use this time to try and pressure towers, get the last
Dire's
two
bottom
outer
tower is under attack.
tier 2 towers.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
That could work out as well.
So a lot of ward. They do have a lot of ward scouting there. They do spot the Undying. Odin needs to be careful. He does have the Blink Dagger. He spots out the Lich, trying to go on the Lich. He does have the Astral if he wants to use it. He's going to hold on to it. Going to be an easy peasy kill. So much of damage and movement speed.
And you know, they should be splitting up right here, right? I mean,
Dire's bottom tower is
They
under
definitely
attack.
shouldn't be.
I'm not always oblique.
Radiant's middle tower is
mega
under
kill
attack.
on Phantom Assassin. Wow, guys.
Hello.
Dire's bottom
Hello?
tower is under attack.
Hello. Hello.
Terra.
Dire's bottom
Hello.
tower has
Sorry,
fallen.
guys. So Terra is actually on a call right now.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Gone to the high ground, tier 3.
Radiant's
They're actually
top
going for
tower
this.
has fallen.
Alright, sorry about that, guys.
Beautiful chain across here.
Assassination. Nature's way. Veiled Oracle chose you. Don't think you're done with me. Turnabout is foul.
I mean, 3 buybacks to force there, Terra. Non-OD has 18 seconds to respond, so basically Death back here farming up, you know, getting those items back on. They try to push.
Radiant are scanning.
Double damage. Mind tax.
Sanity eclipse in 4 seconds, so basically these guys have to point it out. Just step to back here. OD might just get caught here. Backing up here. Nice.
First,
These are the times actually Terra is actually useful. Actually chasing up. Down also. That's beautiful.
Okay, sorry about that, I'm back.
Mind prepared.
Terra.
Foretold.
Timbersaw is diving in onto the spec. They are going to be able to take this Underlord down as well. Blade Mail pop. PA needs to be careful. They do get the damage off. Pit of Malice onto 2 heroes. The PA is surviving for the time being at least. And now the Astral onto the spec. And spec might go down here. OD does have the Eclipse if he wants to use it, but the damage from the Oracle is going to be enough. And they do wipe out 4 heroes on the side of Death Pact.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Keeping up the aggression and realizing that Death Pact does not have any buybacks left.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Gonna be an easy tier 3 and Rax mid. They might want to take the bottom as well. Meanwhile, Underlord is getting controlled so much by the Timber Sword. Timber Sword has another Timber Chain if he wants to use it, but playing it a bit safe and getting back while his team is clearing out the bottom Rax.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen. Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
OD with a huge ultimate, just not doing enough damage. The Sinister Case is going to be the OD pops the BKB, the Lich with the ultimate. Timbersaw might actually go down here, but OD is also in a lot of trouble. He falls as well, overextending. Timbersaw still surviving though. Comes back out full HP with the Oracle heal. He needs to get out, and the PA gets out as well. So they do lose the Oracle as well as the OD.
Saw managing to escape there.
I mean, that was very unnecessary from Bedtime Sunrise to dive in. They'd already got the racks. They should have been happy with it without trying to fight more.
That's what happens when you actually play PA. you don't want to get back. You totally depend on the criticals.
They cannot afford to risk it, right? Because they are playing a 4 vs 5 and giving away kills, and the Spectre getting farmed is definitely not going to be good for them. But they do have a significant lead, a 13k net worth lead on the side of Bedtime Samurais. But anything can happen, anything can change. So now Crimson being picked up, he is going for that mechanism as well. I think the mechanism is a little bit too late in the day, 28 minutes. He should have gone for a pipe maybe instead of the mech. Mech really doesn't help. Oh, he might run into heroes here. Little blinks out, not knowing who is going to be there, which is the right choice. Backups are coming, the backup TPs.
Radiant are scared.
They are looking for the spec, and the spec manages to TP out.
I mean, is it still okay for Spectre to actually rush the Radiance right now?
It depends, right? So if he does not get caught out for the next 10 minutes, or if Bedtime Sunrise does not make any aggressive movement for the next 10 minutes, he should be okay. But I don't think Bedtime Sunrise is going to wait. They know that they are on timer. He cannot afford to take this game late. So they'll probably wait for the next Roche, which is up right now if they spot this out. They didn't put their head inside the pit yet. Or DD is also there, so now they might actually look. Now they might actually look inside the pit.
Oh, so they actually want to go for draw here?
Dire
The vision
are
though.
scanning.
I'll take that. Double damage.
The PA takes the DD, he goes inside the Roche pit. A ward placed down, they do have vision over the Lich. The ward was placed down. PA does not crit but manages to take out.
Oh my god.
God, the DD drone doing so much of work. So that's going to be used. The Drow gets hexed up as well. OD going after the Drow. Drow is going to fall down. They will get the Undying here as well. Spec using the Haunt a little bit too late in the day. The Undying goes down, and now they are going to work on the Spectre. Spectre does pop the Blade Mail. OD does have the ultimate if he wants to use it, stealing a lot of Inter. He's going to astral himself for the time being because of the Blade Mail. And now the come out and the 8 clips to finish.
And the team vibe.
Full on team vibe. How did he die though? Oh, he died to the Firestorm. Okay. And now the buybacks are coming out. 2 buybacks. They do have the buyback on the Drow as well, but it is just going to be the Spectre who is going to buy back. I think Spectre buying back is definitely not worth. It should have been the Drow and not the Spec. Go back in for Roche.
This game is near given, right? Say that right, Terra?
Sorry?
This game is given right now, right?
Yeah, I think it's over,
Roshan
but
has fallen to the Radiant.
depends on how Bedtime Sunrise goes high ground. If they dive in again and die, because the Drought still has a buyback, and that fight will decide the game basically. If they take it well, it should be game over. But if they make a
Dire's
mistake
top
going high
shrine
ground,
is under attack.
they're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Dire's top shrine is
Tough
under attack.
G-warding being done there by Seeker. He does have the cheese, which he can give the OD when he comes back up.
Dire's top shrine has fallen.
Shrines have been taken here.
Just clearing things up, getting more map control. They
Okay,
didn't
so
see
Underlord came too far here.
It should be okay. Yeah, they don't have catch. But
They should
Sunrise
be
also have the
walking
same
distance.
problem of not having disables other than Astral and they are going to go high ground. Silence up is all three. A lovely silence. And now the Lich with the ultimate as well. But the OD going ham on the Drought Ranger. Drought Ranger goes down. He does have the buyback. He buys back immediately. And the PA just going to work on to the Undying as well. Undying goes down. Drow is back up. PA is in trouble. He does have the Aegis on him. The Aegis is going to pop in the meantime. And Timbersaw is inside the base, soaking up all the damage he can. PA needs to be careful. He jumps in on the Lich and that's down. PA gets force spike up. PA needs to be careful. He needs to blink out immediately. Is he going to get the blink off? No, he does not, and he will go down. And now the Timbersaw is going to be in trouble. Timbersaw, everyone's laying into him. He goes down as well. 2 heroes dead. OD jumps in onto the Drow with a huge triple kill for him. What a play. And they will get the Underlord here as well. Oh, Astro saving the Oracle there also. What an insane play. Ultra kill for him.
So they just called out well played but not GG yet, so
Dire's top tower
can't
is
call
under
this a
attack.
GG.
They call GG.
Okay, so GG's called now, yeah.
GG, well played. Bedtime Sunrise manages to take the game 4 versus 5. Experience counting, I think, more than anything else. The way that they play the game, played the laning as well. The OD played his mid lane extremely well. Top lane, Kush, realizing the advantage that he had, he did pressure a lot, made a couple of mistakes, but he's not their general offlaner, so I think he played pretty well considering the fact. Anyhow, that is it, guys, for the match between Bedtime Sunrise and Death Pact. We will be having more matches at 10 o'clock, so do stay tuned in for the Acer Premier League Sri Lankan Qualifiers 2019 with an 800k prize pool on the line. And of course, the winners representing Sri Lanka in the main event in Bangkok. So a lot on offer from Acer. Hats off to them for making sure all this is possible. And of course, to Gamer.lk for organizing the events as well. So ciao, guys. This is me and Hella signing off for now. I'll catch you guys back at 10 o'clock.